All right, we'll open the loan committee meeting from the CEDC with the reading of the minutes. Approval of them. Everybody's read them.
A motion to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. We'll move on to the portfolio review. Martha?
Okay, the full year review. Shows two arrears. 30 days today, and I will reach out to her. Oh, Joe, you may remember we removed this from the SBA loan portfolio and transferred the balance to a CEDC loan. And the client came in and made one payment on Friday.
Okay.
Everyone else is current. Cindy is doing, you know, I haven't been out there for quite some time, but somebody mentioned they drove by and the parking lot was packed. It was on weekend, yeah. But she's current on her loans. And I still don't think she has her liquor license. She's still working on that. She had to do some major construction to satisfy the liquor board. There had to be a door between the residents, a locked door. I keep needing to go out there, but everyone says positive things about the food. Everyone else speaks. And I think that it was very good.
Motion to approve that, right?
Yes. Motion. A second.
So moved. It's all in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right, we'll move on to the G Liebervitz.
Yeah.
Loan?
Restoration. Jeff, I've been known for 20 years. He enrolled in the micro business seminar series back in 2002. And he owned the business for over 20 years. It's a very small business, you know, it's sort of a time and materials business. He's very conscientious and his work is very high end and he's never made a lot of money, but he did have a setback in January of 2020. He had bypass surgery that kept him out of commission for 4 months and he wasn't able to finish the projects in progress or take on any new projects. So 2020 were both very difficult years in terms of revenue. But he's building the business back up. He just did the woodworking show and his clients are back, you know, following him once again. He's only looking for $13,500. The purpose is to pay off a credit card bill, and he has sent me a copy of that bill. It's all business expenses. They're paying 12.9% on that credit card. So getting 3.75 will benefit him. And then the balance is for supplies and working capital. Credit scores. You know, the collateral is pretty thin as a table saw. And equipment, but we'll have his personal guarantee. He seems to be operating the business efficiently and filing his taxes on time and that sort of thing. Again, his credit score is 750. And this would be a Columbia Forward loan. It's an existing business. So he would also qualify for a 10% grant on top of that loan. And the grant would be $1,350. Are there any questions? Amen. Furniture. He probably does. He works out of his home. He's got a little shop right there. And, his wife also took the course a number of years ago. She's the acupuncturist across from the hospital. Andrea, I just say her last name. Yeah. Andrea Elliott. Yeah.
Yeah.
No further questions? Somebody's got to make the motion to pass it on.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So move. So and then we'll move on to the Bluebird Acres, Martha.
Thank you. This was an existing business that's kind of expanding or whether it's a startup. She already owns the farm. She already has the goats. Jamie's been working at this for quite some time and realized she finally needed a loan if she was to keep this milk house and start selling product. She worked with Brian Zweig, our consultant, on her business plan and her projections. Brian also works very closely with Arctic May, a business that makes goat cheese in Columbia County and also sells the milk. And he said there's really a substantial demand for goat milk products in the county. This will be a very small operation. She'll be selling on her property the raw milk anyway. That's the only way it can be sold. But all of the other products will be sold at other farm stands and in restaurants. She'll be doing the sewing herself. She's really very interested in getting this going, and Brian's wife thought she had the capability to do it. The one thing I did speak to her about was her insurance quote. I think that was just sort of a guesstimate. She's now getting more accurate quotes from insurance agents so that she knows she has sufficient insurance. She hasn't formed an LLC or a corporation at this point. She will at some point, but she really wants to get started and begin selling these products because she already has people that are looking for milk and cheese and ice cream and yogurt and everything else that she can process. And she's been working with ag and markets, so she knows exactly what's needed. They've already been out and visited the site. And the shed is there. She just needs to finish it and install the equipment that's required. And once again, you know, they're the risk. I mean, again, not always the goats and the equipment. But she does have 4 children that she thinks will be assisting her. And Mike asked the question, how come there are no sales for January, February? Apparently you give those 2 months to rest and then you start up again in March.
And you give them.
They're on holiday.
I got it.
The question is, like, she's not taking, there's no owner draw.
Well, she will continue her farrier business at the beginning, but she will, obviously, she hopes to just transition from that where she's visiting other farms so that she can be doing just this. And that probably would be next year in the summer. But, you know, that is her only existing source of income at this point, that farrier business. How many goats does she want? 20?
I got it. Maybe this is gonna sound stupid. If it goes to break in January, February, how's she gonna start on milking them in January, February?
Well, I think you're still milking them. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but,
And they don't all turn.
well, I mean, the way I got the impression, everybody stopped milking in January, February. I'm not a farmer. I don't, you know, yes, I've grown up in the country, but I never followed walking around different cycles. So they just have somebody's out, but somebody's always on. Okay.
I think goats are fan, and there are times of year when it's just not available.
Right.
And I felt it's weird, right. But there's a shortage, from what I understand, there's a shortage of goat and sheep now. There's the people who produce yogurt and all the products that need, could have like 4 farms. So they don't give you milk.
So she's working on
wanna
filling in
increase
her,
her,
I don't know, she won't have to create her parcel. There really isn't a lot of space there. And the house itself is very close to the road, but, you know, she has set back a little bit further, and then the pasture is sort of on a slope, which apparently goats really like. Again, I think I really like Jamie, and I've been talking with her for quite some time, and Brian's wife felt very positive about the potential for sales and felt that she could meet her projections. I just wanted her to get a firm quote on the insurance. But to be honest, she was concerned, and I was concerned about collateral and the usual things. And she said, look, if this isn't going to be approved, I think I may just, you know, figure out how to do it on my own. I said, I think you've got a good shot. This one, of course, at 25,000 will also have to go to the full board. And once again, this is a Columbia Forward loan, and she would receive a grant.
so Mike, are any of the other goat ventures coming up?
So you'll recall that 7 years ago, CEDC received a grant from Empire State Development to study the potential of assisting in establishing goat farms to support the Hudson Valley Creamery. Again, the issue was, in order to be effective, it required that you had a 200 head count goat farm. And the capital expenditure necessary to do that and the risk associated with doing that as a startup did materialize. And part of that was because the creamery did not convert to their expansion did not go forward, and they did not have the ability to take fresh goat milk. They make the products that they have at the creamery using frozen curd that's flown in from France. And when they looked at the cost, there was a group down in Ithaca that was looking to do a goat farm, and we talked to a developer or a goat farmer up in New Hampshire. And the amount of goat milk that would have been required to fully support the creamery on fresh goat milk was never going to materialize, and the company decided not to pursue it.
Yeah, didn't the goats would then have to be brought in from Australia or something?
Yeah, there were issues
So
as
there's
to
enough goat milk.
there weren't enough goats here, and the genetic model of goat that would generate the maximum amount of goat milk would have resulted from having the farmer to purchase them from Australia. I thought it was worth studying to learn all that.
Yeah.
In 1791, Columbia County resident Robert Livingston did a thesis on the domestication of elk, and that never went very far. Yes. Goats don't get it.
I think so.
Thanks, Sarah. But for the record, at least people have a clear closeout of why we did pursue a 10-blood goat farm.
Right.
All right. Any other questions on this one?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
We have a motion. All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. This gets passed on to the full board.
Thank you.
All right. And there's no public comment. There's nothing else. Mike, do you have anything to bring up today?
No, Martha and I continue to look for someone to replace Lauren. We had 1 or 2 resumes. I did buy a 20,000 banner hit on the electronic registry store to see if that might $250 and driving people to our website. That's a critical function that we need to address. We're also working to find an administrative assistant to work with Lisa. And we will be looking for a housing coordinator as the Board of Supervisors approved funding for CEDC to the next 3 years using ARPA money to have assist the county with developing housing, affordable housing options. We have some loans in the pipeline, Martha.
We have a few small, one in town is Vinny's Cheese. They're expanding to have a restaurant and a little gelato place, and they haven't been able, it's been supply issues getting in equipment, and so they're kind of refiguring their loan requests. But I don't think we'll have that for next month. I think right now I only have 2 that look like they might materialize next month.
And we've done what, maybe $8,000 or $9,000 in grants associated with loans that were funded through the county small business loan program.
You pull me forward.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing else? I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Adjourn meeting?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's only 5 people on the committee.
Oh, you need to-